Are you ready for the King of the Ice? Pete's Power Plays with Philly Pete starts now on 12 Ounce Sports.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Thursday, May 27th, 2021 episode of Pete's Power Plays, Memorial Day Weekend Edition. This is yours truly, I should say, the King of the Ice himself, Philly Pete, and we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, afternoon, morning, wherever you may be, even overnight, and hanging out with yours truly as we talk more pucks, more fantasy football, and all of that shebang as we head into Memorial Day weekend. This show, Pete's Power Plays, is sponsored by MyBookie.ag. Sports are back as we know, ladies and gentlemen. NHL's in full force in the NHL playoffs. MLB's in full force. You have the NBA playoffs in full gear as well. All the sports are back. You have the Belmont Stakes as well this on Saturday too. So what better way to start cashing out large and gaining that green in your pocket than by going to MyBookie.ag. Use the promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports, all caps, no spaces. Once again, mybookie.ag. Promo code 12 Ounce Sports, 12OZ Sports. They'll match your first deposit up to $1,000, and always remember to gamble responsibly. Zingo TV, channel 761. Those out there that are tuning in, welcome aboard to today's episode. If you don't have Zingo TV, I highly recommend you get it. It's a free app. Everyone loves free stuff nowadays. You can download on every streaming device out there as well. Just search it up, Zingo. Put in the promo code 12 Ounce, 12OZ, and flip over to channel 761, where you'll be hearing today's episode of Pete's Power Plays. And last but not least, Amazon.com. We have a site out there as well. Summer is right around the corner. Get your spring attire. Get whatever you need possible to get that beach theme going. Whatever, bathing suits, baseball attire, anything in general. Get some outdoor games too. Why not? Go to www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Once again, www.12ouncesportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Also on 12 Ounce Sports, on our sports store that we have on 12 Ounce, make sure to check out Philly Pete's Power Plays attire and apparel. As we speak here, I'm rocking out the orange Pete's Power Plays shirts. I have a bunch of stuff now. And like I said, summer is right around the corner. I have tank tops. I have tanks. I have women's tanks. I have men's tanks. Next week, I'll be rocking the gray and white tank that I have as well. And show that off to see what it looks like. Can't beat it. I mean, it's going to be a hot commodity over the summer. I recommend you get it. Very cheap, not asking for much, obviously. But if you want to support your boy today, go to the 12 Ounce Sports store that we have. Search for Philly Pete, and all my Pete's Power Plays attire and apparel will be there for you to buy. So support your boy today. Clients they've been cashing out. They're representing, so it's good to see. And there you have it. So today is Thursday. We're kicking into the Memorial Day weekend. It's a hot day today. Getting close to 90 in the Northeast. I'm ready to rock and roll. After this show, we are actually going to be going to the shore, down the Jersey Shore to the beach where we should be going. So I did want to do this show for every one of you out there. So last night, again, you go back and forth on it. NHL playoffs have been absolutely brutal. The Twitter card was absolute crap. Okay, we go 0-3, but the clients have been cashing out. Clients swept their card last night. They go 2-0 with the Isles and the Lightning moneyline winners there. And the day before that, they had the Maple Leafs for 3 units on the money line. So clients are up 5 units on the week so far. They're absolutely crushing the NHL playoffs as we speak. They've been doing well. Twitter card, it's been back and forth, obviously, but the clients have been cashing, and hey, that's all that matters. And more and more of you have been signing up by the minute, too, so I appreciate your support, and I appreciate it. I'll get to you right after the show, and let's keep cashing. Those that are interested, it is $25 for the rest of the NHL playoffs. Obviously, when we get down to the nitty-gritty, I'll probably only be charging $10 for the rest of the playoffs. But for now, probably for the rest of round 2, I'm going to be charging $25 for the rest of the NHL playoffs. I mean, you can't beat it. It's a great commodity. I mean, obviously, people are taking advantage because we're on fire right now. So let's keep the fire rolling. No need to extinguish it right now. Let's keep rocking, and let's keep all the clients happy like what I've been doing this past week. So let me recap last night. The Lightning and the Panthers over 5.5. That lost. Knights on the money line lost. I had a feeling that the Wild at home, and I said on the show yesterday, the Wild, if they win, obviously, they're going to force Game 7, and they did. They took advantage of home ice, and here we go, Game 7. You have Game 7 Friday night, between Vegas and Minnesota, and of course, you got to take advantage of these home games. And I did mention yesterday that the home teams would close out those that are up 3-2. So the Islanders took advantage at home, they cashed out, and the Lightning at home took advantage at home and cashed out. So those two move on. Clients are very, very happy with their 25-1 Islanders Stanley Cup future, getting one step closer. I'm very happy about that. So are the clients. And, Minnesota at home. All the home teams won, as what you're supposed to be doing when you get down to these final games, in a series. So Isles move on, play Boston. That should be a great, great series. I expect a 7-game series there, and hopefully the Islanders prevail for our future. Lightning, they move on as well. I'm not surprised. And then, of course, Minnesota, they won too with a jam-packed house in Minnesota. That's what the fans want to see. So, there you go. Friday night, Vegas, Minnesota, Game 7. Of course, I believe it's a 9 o'clock puck drop in the East Coast. So that will be a fun game to watch. And, hey, those Minnesota futures, hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. So they're looking mighty fine with what we have there. So, all in all, 2-3 with a -1 unit on the evening. Obviously, of course, Twitter card was crap. I'm hoping to bounce that back tonight. We only have 2 games on ice tonight, so we'll see what happens when it comes to that. And, of course, the clients sweep their card. Overall, NHL playoffs, 32, 37, and 3. A little bit over -4 units in the NHL playoffs. It's been a tough NHL playoff ride. Of course, for Twitter in general, really, I'm trying to get that back to you guys. But like I said, if you want to sign up, $25 the rest of the NHL season. Hey, we're all cashing. Clients are cashing out really well. NHL year to date, 490 wins, 459 losses, and 37 pushes, plus 73.83 units overall. So again, we are still on that high note when it comes to the NHL season here. So there you have it. On tap for today as well. Like I said, we're recapping. I just recapped the NHL playoffs from last night. Clients are absolutely on fire right now. Like I said, they're up 5 units, and this is still in the middle of the week. So, getting close to the weekend. So clients are up 5 units already into the week. NHL bets and odds for tonight as well. I will talk about that as well. And then the rest of the fantasy football strength of schedule for the running back. So I know I ended it yesterday with Jacksonville in terms of getting 4 out of 5 stars for the easiest schedule. So today I will run down the 3 stars, 2 stars, and the not so easiest of all in running back. So there you have it. So tonight we have 2 games on tap here tonight, of course. And let's start off real quick. I'll talk about the first game. I'll take a commercial. Then I'll recap, of course, the Leafs game if you missed out. And then Toronto-Nashville, and then I'll get into the final segment of fantasy football. So Montreal at Toronto, over-under set at 5.5. Toronto is a -225 on the money line. Montreal is plus 190 on the money line. 80% of the money is going towards Toronto. 20% of the money is going towards Montreal. Toronto is 19-8-3 at home this year, not covering the puck line that much. 11-19 at home this year, and 4-5-1 when it comes to the overs. Montreal 12-11-4 on the road, 15-15 when covering the puck line away. So they're not too bad. They're even for the most part there, and 5-5 when it comes to the overs. We've been getting unders in this series, and another over 5.5. Where it is plus money. So, but I don't really expect this game to go over. I really don't. But it's the playoffs. Anything can happen, of course. But this series has been under for the majority of the series. And, of course, Toronto's up 3-1. You're at home. Close it out. All right. Unfortunately, with those Montreal tickets that we all have, it is what it is. But clients also have a Toronto Maple Leafs future as well at 18-1. So this was before the season, of course. They have Colorado and St. Louis. Of course, St. Louis has been eliminated, but that's okay. Colorado is 9-1 for the clients. They have Toronto at 18-1, and they have the Islanders at 25-1. So we're still rocking with 3 of these teams in there with potential big payouts. So we're looking forward to that. So Toronto, I look at this game here, and I honestly think that Toronto does wrap this series up in 5. They didn't want to dwell. They didn't want to linger. They don't want Montreal to keep them in the series and in the series in 5. Don't go back to Montreal, because if so, I think the series honestly goes 7. If Montreal does win here tonight, they go home, take advantage of Game 6, only to go into a Game 7 where you never know what can happen. We've seen a lot worse. But I think Toronto wins this game here tonight in 5. They end it here. I just think they're a better, tougher team, more experienced. Toronto is overly due. We know that. And, as much as the money line is too juicy for me, I think you could do this in a money line parlay between Toronto and Carolina, because, yes, I will be on Carolina as well tonight. That pays out plus 150 if you're taking Toronto and Carolina money line parlay, plus 150. But Toronto here tonight, I like the -1 here as well. I think Toronto wraps it up. They've been outscored. They've been absolutely destroying Montreal in the last couple of games. Like this whole series, it's been all Toronto. Of course, after that slip up in Game 1. But I think Toronto wraps it up here tonight. I like the money line. I like the -1 as well in Toronto. And I like the under 5.5. I do. I like the under 5.5. We haven't seen much scoring, and let alone getting even close to the over. So there you have it. Under 5.5. Toronto money line and Toronto -1 between the Habs and the Leafs. I want to take a quick 2-minute commercial break. I'll be back, recap that game I just talked about, and then the Nashville-Carolina game. Give me 2. Be back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking that quick 2-minute commercial break with me. This is the Thursday, May 27th, 2021, Memorial Day weekend edition of Pete's Power Plays, hosted by the one, the only King of the Ice and fantasy football guru himself, Philly Pete. And we're live on 12 Ounce Sports and Zingo TV, channel 761. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day, morning, evening, wherever you may be across the world, and hanging out with yours truly as we talk more NHL playoffs and some running back strength of schedule repeat of day 2 of that. So we're going to get to the nitty gritty. However, if you missed out on the previous before commercial break here, I talked about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Canadiens game. I'm going with the under 5.5. We haven't seen enough goal scoring in this series. And I honestly think Toronto wraps it up. So I'm on Toronto tonight, -1 and the money line. Of course, money line in a parlay with Carolina and the under 5.5. Next up, a Game 6, pivotal Game 6. Carolina at the Nashville Predators. Obviously, Carolina leads 3-2, which was a really fantastic Game 5. Very exciting. It's a 9:30 puck drop there in Nashville. Over-under set at 5.5. Again, another plus odd over 5.5. The over 5 is sitting at -160, -155. I'm not really feeling that right now. Hopefully, it drops down to 5 at -135, and I will take that, obviously, because it's been like that all series, and we've been cashing or pushing it, obviously. So, but got to give credit where credit's due here. Nashville's +120 on the money line. Carolina -140 on the money line. A chance to close out this series. Not a heavy favor, obviously. Nashville this also seems to be more of a toss-up game. Nashville is getting 45% of the money. Carolina is getting 55% of the money. So this could be a back and forth sort of situation game there. It could potentially set up for a Game 7, but I don't think so. I really think Carolina does take advantage here. They had a really close Game 5, and I really think that this is enough messing around. All right, this is the Carolina Hurricanes. This team is really, really good. And listen, Saros has been unbelievable this postseason. A little bit of hiccups here and there in the beginning of the season until now. He has been a really good goaltender for the Nashville Predators and someone to look forward to in the upcoming season. But I really do think that Carolina is just built to go further into these playoffs, and that's where I'm going. I like the Carolina Hurricanes here on the money line at -140 to close out the series against the Nashville Predators, and I like the over 5.5. I know it's been at 5 or it's been over this entire series. I do like this, for a slight lean. I really do. I like the over 5.5. Again, if it drops to 5, that's an automatic over bet for me. But at 5.5 at +115, I will take that chance there and take the over. I expect fireworks in this game. Nashville is going to be ready to rock and roll. The fans are going to be ready to rock and roll. This is going to be a very exciting Game 6 elimination night for Nashville. But honestly, there's a hurricane warning there in Nashville tonight, and I'm going to go with the Canes to close out the series. Once again, -140 on the money line and the over 5.5 between Nashville and Carolina. So there you have it. Toronto, money line -1 and the under 5.5. Carolina, money line and the over 5.5. And if you want to play a little bit of money line parlay there, take the two-teamer, Toronto and Carolina. That will pay you out at +150. So that's a pretty solid value there for two teams that should, you never know, but they should close out the series against Nashville and Montreal, respectively. So there you have it for tonight's 2-game schedule, and I'm excited. I'm really excited for this Carolina-Nashville game. I think it's going to be a really, really good Game 6. It's going to be electrifying, and I can't wait to see that. So there you have it there. So as we move on from the NHL back to the NFL, fantasy football. Obviously, this is Memorial Day weekend. It is I know it's a little bit early for fantasy football, but I like to do some research, some scouting as we hit the fantasy football season, because August is going to be here before we know it. We do it. And, it's exciting. A lot of news obviously in the NFL as well. Saquon Barkley as well. He might not handle a full load in the beginning of the season, obviously because of ACL. So that's something to look forward to, something to keep your eyes on. Obviously, he's a first-round pick, but I don't know. He might fall to the latter half of the first round this year. Obviously, he should be a top 5-6 pick, obviously, but this news is kind of scary to see. In the first 4 weeks of the season, they're expecting to have him share and not give him a full workload, but could be a smoke screen. Just going based off of what I've been seeing in the research here. Also, Julio Jones could be on the move in the next week. A lot of cryptic messages in terms of going to the Tennessee Titans. A.J. Brown is absolutely recruiting him. And this wouldn't be bad. This is not bad. Tennessee Titans are plus 6,000 to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, if they bring on Julio and what they did last year, I mean, this is a pretty solid team. They're only going to get better. And we saw Derrick Henry. We saw A.J. Brown blow up. Tannehill has been playing really good. And, this Titans team could be really, really good if they acquire Julio Jones. But all in all, I do already have a couple futures out there as well. I do like the Buffalo Bills, of course, going into the season. They were at 14-1, so I did put some money on them, and the LA Rams too. They were at, I believe, 14-1. I have them in my book, but I believe both teams were between 12 and 14-1. But I did lock in 14-1 on each team. That's how I feel. I do like the Buffalo Bills a lot this season. Josh Allen, MVP possible this year as well. They had a great run. And the Rams as well. I just feel like bringing on Stafford could help them out a little bit. I love Cam Akers this year. He's going to carry the load, of course, with no Malcolm Brown. But, of course, Darrell Henderson could get a little bit of the time. But I believe this is Cam Akers' backfield, and he deserves it. So there you have it there. So let me get you a rundown on the 3 out of 5 stars and then just work on my way down. Obviously, yesterday we talked that the two teams with the easiest schedules, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. Najee Harris, he should be a second round, early third round pick for me. Auction drafts, he's going between $25 and $35, which makes a lot of sense because he's going to be the bull there. And then Denver, you look at Denver here, you see Melvin Gordon, you see Javonte Williams, and I'm not really big on Melvin Gordon this year. Again, you don't know what's going to happen in terms of his DUI issue that happened last year. He could be suspended for a couple games, but there's no Phillip Lindsay as he went to Houston. So I really think Javonte Williams is going to be a stud in Denver. I really do. So those two teams have the easiest schedules. Then you look at the other teams, about 10 other teams, including Cleveland, Houston, Indianapolis, Jets, KC, Chargers, Rams, Miami, Baltimore, and Jacksonville to round out the next set of 4 out of 5 stars for the easiest schedule. So, that's saying really good stuff as well in terms of most of these running backs are first rounders. You have Jonathan Taylor, you have Eckler, you even have Cam Akers, Nick Chubb too. So 4 of those teams right there have solid first round, early second round potential running backs, of course, that we know with a solid schedule in terms of easiness. Basically easiest schedule for running backs. So here we go, 3 out of 5 stars for the easiest schedules for running backs. Starting off with the Washington Redskins, you have Antonio Gibson. Of course, he should be a second round pick for most fantasy football players this year. Arizona, another 3 out of 5. You have Chase Edmonds, and they also brought in James Conner as well from Pittsburgh. Chase Edmonds had a really when Kenyon Drake was out, Chase Edmonds was awesome. He did really, really well for Arizona this season. And the fact that James Conner comes in, I'm not sure if it's going to hurt him in a way for Chase Edmonds, but as of now, I think Edmonds deserves to be the starter in Arizona, and I can see him having a good year. David Montgomery and the Bears, 3 out of 5 stars for running backs. Montgomery had a great year last year. I expect more of the same as well for him. And of course, you have Tyreek Cohen still in the backfield, and Damian Williams as well, the ex-KC Chief. But I think Montgomery, he should have another solid season on the ground. San Francisco, another team. You have Mostert, obviously, as a starter, but Trey Sermon, look out for him as well. I think that was probably, when it comes to running backs, I believe he was the steal of the draft for the Niners, and I think they got someone special. Obviously, me being a Penn State fan and a Penn State grad, watching Trey Sermon when he played Penn State, of course, he was, and being in the Big Ten in general, seeing his games a lot, solid player, and the Niners definitely got a gem, I believe, in Trey Sermon. Buffalo, of course, I'm not a big fan of Buffalo, but they come in as well with a 3-star out of 5 in terms of easiest schedules. Zach Moss and Devin Singletary, and then you also have Matt Breida. This team is not a running back team. A lot of people were high on Devin Singletary, of course, in fantasy last year. Auction drafts as well. I think he went for like $25-30, but I'm not a fan of the run game for Buffalo. Josh Allen does all the running for Buffalo, and they throw the ball. So, if it's anything that I'm drafting bill-wise, I'm taking Josh Allen or I'm taking Stephon Diggs. Simple as that. They don't run the ball in Buffalo, and honestly, I'm staying away from all Buffalo Bill running backs this year. Cincinnati, I like the 3 out of 5 stars as well. You have Joe Mixon there, of course. I expect a bounce-back year for Mixon. You got a healthy Burrow. You got Jamar Chase. You got Boyd. You have T. Higgins. This team is absolutely loaded. Okay, the line might not be there yet, but I mean, I was hoping that they would have drafted Sewell, Penei Sewell, obviously from Oregon, but they got Jamar Chase. They are loaded. They have weapons everywhere, and I think Mixon is going to be that 3-down back, and he deserves it. He deserves to have a solid, healthy season, and I expect a lot. I have a lot of expectations for Joe Mixon this year. And then of course you have New England, Minnesota. I mean, Dalvin Cook, obviously 3 out of 5 stars. You can't go wrong there. Tennessee, you have Derrick Henry. Philly, of course, with Miles Sanders. So 3 out of 5 stars for the easy schedule. I mean, it's not great, it's not bad. So you're in the middle there for running backs. And Philly has the fourth. They have a top 5 easiest schedule, so that helps out, of course, for Jalen Hurts and the rest of the gang. So there you have it. So when we go to the final segment here of the last about 10 teams here that I have, these are 2 stars to 0 stars with the easy. So these are going to the harder schedule when it comes to running backs. If you want to debate on taking them, Atlanta, you have Mike Davis and Tom Gurley. Of course, again, I'm not taking any Falcon this year running back wise. Obviously, however, Julio Jones is out in the market there. I mean, this is a big Calvin Ridley year. Absolutely, he did well last year, and if Julio's gone, look for him and even Kyle Pitts to even take full control of the weapons that they have for Matt Ryan, because Matt Ryan's time is dwindling down, and it's all or nothing for Atlanta. Alvin Kamara, New Orleans, they're 2 out of 5 stars. Again, this Kamara is a top 5 pick. Let's be honest here. He's a top 5 fantasy, regardless of how hard the running back schedule is for the Saints, but Kamara is a top 5 guy, as well as Zeke, another guy. He's going middle to latter half of the first round, and I really expect Zeke to have a bounce back year 2 with a healthy Dak Prescott. I mean, this could be a good Dallas team. Then you go to Vegas. All right, Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake. Not sure how I feel about Josh Jacobs this year. Obviously with Kenyon Drake, as he did pretty decently this year in Arizona. Nothing crazy. I'm still not high on Kenyon Drake. He was a first-round pick last year. I never liked him. I wasn't a big fan of Kenyon Drake, and now he comes with Josh Jacobs now, and it's going to be back and forth. This really hurts Josh Jacobs big time, I think, and for that, I'm out. I'm out with Josh Jacobs because the whole Kenyon Drake situation. They're going to go back and forth. They're going to split. So this really is bad in terms of Josh Jacobs for me. I can't be a fan of that anymore. Last year I was, because they had nobody else behind him. But they bring in Kenyon Drake. This really hurts Josh Jacobs. But we'll see what happens. Carolina, another team with a tough running back strength of schedule. Christian McCaffrey, CMC. He's actually a keeper of mine that I've had for the last 3 years now in a 5-year dynasty league that I'm in. I'm on the 3rd year with CMC. So... 4th year, excuse me. I had him since rookie year. And I expect a bounce back year for him as well. I mean, they upgraded. They got Sam Darnold. Okay, they got some help. DJ Moore in the mix as well, of course. I expect this team to be better offensively with a quarterback that deserves a chance. Because with the Jets, I feel bad. Anyone that goes to the Jets, forget it. You're set for failure, and I hate to say it, and I hope Zach Wilson proves me wrong. But when you don't have weapons on a team like the Jets, it's really difficult. So, yeah. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Booker, I agree. But they also have, Kenyon Drake they brought in and Jalen Richards. So, a lot of research has been speculating that Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake are going to split this season. So, hey, again, it could be a smokescreen. But I'm not on the Josh Jacobs fence at all this season. If I could get them cheap on auctions for like $20, $25, I'll be okay with that, but Drake kind of scares me a little bit. But moving on again, the Giants have Saquon Barkley as well. Again, he could be splitting carries with Booker. You have Armstead. This is going to be a really difficult season this year for the Giants. And then you round out with Seattle, Green Bay, Detroit, and Tampa as the hardest strength of schedules for running backs. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of time. I hope everyone has a great Memorial Day weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday. I will get into receivers. In terms of strength of schedule and work my way down. And, of course, NHL playoffs. Twitter, let's have a bounce-back card tonight, obviously, with 2 games. We'll see what happens. And clients, look out for your plays as well. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And don't drink and drive. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.